So I want to talk about two things in this video. I want to talk about today and I want to talk about what's to come. And this, involves both XRP and Ripple. I think it's important that people are aware of, the things that are going on. It is important to know this. Now, with XRP, price is obviously doing great. All right. The 24-hour looks fantastic. I mean, we're up almost 7%. We got a positive CPI report. This is exactly what I had hoped for. Inflation dropped 0.4%. It's the largest drop that we've had in a while, and we're seeing inflation levels that we haven't seen in a while. So these last interest rate hikes that they've done have, obviously helped impact that so far. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're out of the woods yet, right? There's probably going to be more interest rate hikes. The Fed seems pretty hell-bent on making things as miserable as possible for us and trying to bring down this inflation as fast as possible. But what that also means is that this may not be the sign of more green days to come. I don't want to spread FUD or anything like that. We may just not be out of the water yet, right? We're still in the bear market. Times are still not great right now, but they are starting to get better. That's at least the positive way that I look at it. That's why I am dollar cost averaging right now. That's why I'm accumulating, right? Now, as far as Ripple goes, today, November 11th, November 11th, 2022. This is the last day, the deadline for anybody to file an amicus brief to the Ripple v. SEC case. So what that means is any company that was in support of either company, either entity, we'll say, needs to have their amicus briefs filed by today. So that means we are going to be moving forward full steam. This case is taking place and it is going to be happening fast. Apparently there's a nice big ad down there too. Look at this right here. Yeah. So what this means too is that we may not hear much for the next several weeks, okay? Because now there have been dates that have been extended. Actually, if we take a look down here, we can see that the sealed replies to these amicus briefs now have been extended out to November 30th. So we got about almost 3 weeks where we may not hear much from this case. So then the redactions have to be done by December 2nd. And the next public reply brief that we're going to get is December 5th. So we're obviously still a ways out from there. So don't be surprised if things get a little quiet over the next few weeks. Now, if both sides, obviously finish early and we move forward with this timeline ahead of time, then obviously things, may end up moving a little faster. But I believe the last couple of things that have at least been announced and said have been filed at least like several days early. So it may end up being before these, but this is at least the timeline that we have to see when things will actually be moving. Now, that does mean that for Ripple, this case will be likely concluded sometime in early 2023, whether that be, Q1, Q2, somewhere in there is likely right now. That's what everybody is thinking. That's what the media is thinking. That's what even not representatives, what the lawyers for Ripple think is going to be the case. So everybody seems pretty confident on that date. Now, that also means as we move closer and closer, again, if you remember back, about a month or so before we had obviously this huge drop off back in September, we had this huge run up on good news. So also don't be surprised if as we draw closer and closer to the conclusion of this case, and as we get these, positive things coming out about like the reply briefs and all these sorts of things, don't be surprised if we start to see an increase, kind of like we saw during this period back here at the end of September. Now, obviously, XRP wasn't able to hold the bullish pennant that was playing out. The market kind of did its thing with all this stuff going on between Binance and FTX and all that sort of stuff. But it is what it is, guys. The charts don't always play out perfect, and that's just kind of how it goes. But these are the things that you guys just need to be aware of. Again, that's what's happening today. That's what to expect over the next few months. Obviously, things are all subject to change. This is obviously not financial advice. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm sure some way, shape, or form we'll get a few leaks here and there, but don't be surprised if there's pretty tight sealed doors over the next few weeks. So as always, I appreciate you guys stopping in, checking out the video. If you haven't already, do show your support for the channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, and that way you can stay updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope to catch you in the next one.